Hey guys, this is John from Character Red. Picking up from where we left off, this is the EOD flag build. We left off in the video where we just got the corner burned. We had everything stained, as you can now see in the picture. So now we're actually going to start the CNC process of doing everything. Taylor and I wanted to do something pretty simple. He's an EOD tech, so we've got his master badge on there, and we've also got some air wings because he went to jump school. So we programmed it into Carbide Create and started putting out the image in Carbide Motion. So when you're looking at the cutting that's actually going on, you'll notice that there's some portions of the master badge that came out a little bit not as defined as the other ones, and that's simply you want to start really light when it comes to like actually CNCing these logos and stuff like that. Letters is a little bit different, but with logos, a lot of times if you're using like the 60-degree V-bit or the 90-degree V-bit, which are the 301 and 302 bits as their numbers, it can cut pretty deep, and it'll actually kind of cut into the other portion of a line on a logo. So I normally try to make sure I have the flag template as good as I can make one, and then I'm going to program it at a very light depth. That way I can always go over with a deeper depth on certain areas or the entire thing if need be. So if you notice at the bottom of this master badge, it's a really dark steel, and obviously you want to avoid anything in your logo being a different shade or anything like that. So we actually noticed it really bad in the wings for the jump wings because you can tell that the entire logo barely shows up in any portion. So we stopped it and we fixed it. Normally, if you start at like 0.008, then you go up to 0.010 on your depth scale. Normally, I found that that's a good indicator. If you're not happy with the results, you can go up a little bit and just keep going up until you get the depth of your choosing. It's always better to go low than to go high, and something that we had to play around with a little bit before we just started doing that all together. A lot of times with CNC, you're gonna make some mistakes because that's just the nature of the beast. You've never done it before, and like before, we didn't know that you could just start it back from your zero. So if you ever have a item that does not have the right depth, don't be afraid to stop it, because you can always go back to that zero and cut that exact same spot that you have, as long as you don't reset your zero. That's really the only important part, is do not reset your zero until you're done with the piece and you're actually moving on to another project. So here you can see we've got a little bit over half of the jump wings, and like I said, I wanted to break this up into two parts, not because I like doing two-part videos, but I wanted you all to be able to see the CNC portion of it. At that time, I had not had any screen grabs or anything from my computer to show you all the programming portion, but I do have another video that's going to be coming out that I have started doing that with in Carbide Create, setting up the tool paths, and then that way you can see more of how you design logos and stars. Even lettering sometimes is a little tricky, but Carbide Create is a pretty easy system, and you just got to make sure you're doing the right stuff, because there's only 3 things that you can actually do. Moving on to the last portion, we wanted to make sure we got the logo straight before we started cutting the stars, because the stars is something that we do all the time. This is my first time cutting a EOD master badge, and also my first time cutting a set of jump wings. So we wanted to get it right, made sure it was in a good spot, and you know, I'm really happy with the way that this flag turned out. If you're thinking about purchasing a CNC machine, they're definitely a lot more affordable than they used to be. And you know, Carbide 3D, Inventable, Inventables, those guys, they've really got a good product out for a beginning woodworker that's trying to make that leap into CNC. I love the purchase that we made. The software is free, and it's really easy to learn and easy to use. That way, you know, maybe you can transition to a bigger machine later on. But yeah, guys, if you continue to support me, to continue to like my videos, I really appreciate it. I'm creeping up on some views, and I really appreciate everybody logging on. I'm actually spent a little bit of money, you know, to get the intros that I wanted and get everything set up. You know, it's nothing crazy, but I've got a lot of projects ready to bring to you guys as we get ready to move to Okinawa, Japan. Hopefully, I can still bring, you know, stuff to the table for a few months before I can actually get my stuff and get working again. But yeah, guys, I appreciate the support. Thanks for everything that you're doing with watching my videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.